Imagine the scene. You're about to enter a derelict temple. Ruins, broken gravestones. Graves are over 300 years old. There's mist across the moor. Somewhere in the distance, a wolf howls. Absalom the barbarian, a great war horn to his mouth, and issues his challenge. I am Absalom. I am the destroyer. Bear witness to my deeds. That's how our game started. Because my dad, who played Absalom, was an ex-soldier, and he was a coal miner, and he was a boxer, and he was a big lad, and he wanted to be Absalom. We didn't do character generation like we do now. I used to say to people, because nobody knew what the heck they were doing, so I used to say to people, well, what are you like? You're more likely to play yourself. So I was always an elf, because I always fancied myself as an elf. But some people hadn't got a clue what they wanted. My little brother, who was, let's say, 7, wanted to be a big Teutonic warrior with a big axe. We thought it was easier to play the game in our own heads, but in the garb of a role-playing character in another world. What would we feel like if we got transported to another world? You might have a different name, but what would you, and Absalom, like blowing a big horn. My grandma's idea of playing the Ranger as Robin Hood was she'd seen Robin Hood on the telly in black and white. Da, 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 da. So that's what he was. He was a swashbuckling Robin Hood, a bit like Errol Flynn. She'd seen that in the pictures before the war. So she was that sort of Robin Hood, because that was her picture in her head. We did throw dice, so we threw dice. But what I did was everyone officially threw 3 dice. And if someone, like the cleric or the wizard, didn't throw very well for intelligence and wisdom, I gave them an extra dice. And if that wasn't very good, I gave them an extra dice. I wasn't anybody marking my homework, so I didn't care. We made our sheets and we altered them and we wrote on them. We didn't have fancy sheets. The dice you saw, we didn't even have the right number of dice. We just had the odd dice that we picked up every now and again from different toy shops. Oh, that's a funny shaped dice. That must be for Dungeons and Dragons. We never had a set of anything. So, oh, look, Dungeons and Dragons set. We wrote everything out on paper. Thankfully, because we've still got it. We didn't take photographs of it. But then came the terror. Because if you are hurt in any way in that game, anything, trap, goblin arrow, you fall down a hole, anything, you throw a d6 and it's unrelenting. This is it. There's no save. There's no, oh, can I throw it again? No. You throw a d6. 1 or a 2, you're dead. 3, you're unconscious until you get medical help, and you might still be dead, because when you get to medical help, they're going to throw a d6 to see how badly hurt you are, and if that's a 1 or a 2 or a 3 now, you've died on the journey. 4, you're awake, but you're incapacitated. Perhaps your leg's broken. 5, you're conscious, but you're going to be okay if you get help or when you get help, but you can't fight or anything. And 6, a d6 of hours and you're fit to go. But that was it. So you had 1 bad luck. Oh my word, what happened then? That's it. You're gone. Dead. No backup characters. That was seriously risky. That was seriously scary. We weren't teaching people to play Dungeons and Dragons. We were allowing them to discover who they were within the world of Dungeons and Dragons. All I said to them about my role as Dungeon Master was, I'm not here. My role is I will describe the world for you. I know the world. I know the room you're in. I know what's in rooms. That's all I can do. And that's my decision to tell you. And I'll tell you the results of things. So if you say to me, can I open that door? I mean, who have you asked the question to? I'm not there. If you open the door, I'll tell you what happens. dexterity always went first. 3, so whoever had the highest dexterity always acted first. When you acted, you got 10 seconds. What are you doing? Right, you've had your turn. So, if you think that people can't do that now, try it. They will very quickly realise that they've got to be ready. Think ahead. It's good training. All this waffle nowadays, looking through apps, trying to find the correct spell. Yep. Do it. No, right, okay, that's what you're doing. You're stammering and going, which is quite a legitimate thing to do when you're faced by a big gargoyle monster. It's not going to get you very far. What you need to do is, what you're doing, bash. Or what you're doing, running away. React, snap, 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 snap. Treasure was few and far between. I had a personal rule that there was never more than one magical item in a dungeon. It was usually one thing for the wizard, one thing for the cleric, one thing for each character. It might be a pair of boots of speed that only fitted a halfling. And I would scatter them randomly through the dungeon. So there was only one, and it was only for one person. Financially, I scattered randomly. I sort of threw a percentage dice, and that was the treasure that was scattered amongst the dungeons in copper, silver and gold pieces. I've never liked the reward element of a game being greater than the threat element. I tended and still do to start with fairly low, get into the swing of things, especially for players who are playing real old school like this for the first time. First couple of sessions, you might not meet anybody with a grudge to bear. Might just all be NPCs or nothing, weather. Those sorts of things you've got to solve. And then you might start meeting a few low-level chaps who you should probably dispatch with a bit of thought. And then it will get a bit harder and a bit harder and a bit harder until finally you'll have a big, horrible thing at the end that you need to deal with. Or it will deal with you. This is about 1980. I'm doing it because I think you might like to see what it was like in 1980. It might make you reminisce and be nostalgic for these sorts of games that you played yourself. It might make you think, hang on a minute. Why am I following all these dopey rules when it sounds to me like people in the 70s had more fun? And if you read the comments, you'll see that the comments from people my age tend to say we were having an awful lot of fun, but it was terrifying. So anyway, for now, because I don't want to go on for too long, I don't want to bore the pants off you, I'm going to say, ta-da,